things just got crazier with the MrBeast situation. I didn't think it was possible. If you guys aren't familiar with the situation as of now, it's kind of too much to get into. I have a couple other videos where I go through some of it, and then there's other videos I can link down in the description if you guys want to get caught up. But for the time being, I'm assuming everyone is caught up right to the very end of the second Dogpack 404 video. Dogpack 404 has now created 2 exposing videos on MrBeast. The first one was about illegal lotteries, unsafe work environments, and faking videos. And the second one was more like an interview with a former MrBeast member who was actually included in lots of videos, notably one that was never released where he was put in a room by himself to survive, which MrBeast has done a few videos on. There's been a debate about the ethicality of it, and this former MrBeast employee kind of talks about how awful it was for him. But at the very end of that video, Dogpack 404 asks if he had seen any sexual misconduct happening besides Ava Chris Tyson. Jake, the person he's interviewing, says this.
Outside of Ava Chris Tyson, did you notice any or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
Well, there was a known registered sex offender, convicted sex offender. He's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people.
They mention a RSO that was on the team as a manager that has been included in videos.
He'll be in videos. He'll be in thumbnails. He'll be around. And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender?
After that interview, people found out who this was, and it actually ended up being Jake the Viking's stepbrother. So these were no longer allegations. This was confirmed that a person at MrBeast was working as a registered sex offender, working around kids and making content for kids, and even being included in videos. Jake the Viking actually came out with a statement kind of explaining it from his side, basically saying that yes, this did happen. Yes, he's a registered sex offender. Yes, he's my stepbrother, but that he's a great person, that it was actually known about the whole time and they had conversations about it before he was hired on. And I don't know, to me that's kind of crazy. For MrBeast, someone who wants to keep his image as pristine as possible, willingly and knowingly hiring a registered sex offender is just kind of crazy. Jake also clarified a couple other things. Delaware, as he's named in the video and what his nickname is from Delaware. Not that he can't go back to Delaware.
But when I was there, they called him Delaware. It's like, why do you call him Delaware? And I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware.
These seem to just be rumors that were being used to sort of fuel the fire. This isn't like oh, I didn't know, guys. Like, MrBeast is well aware of this. So is the case for the Chris Tyson situation. And who knows what other stuff he's willingly doing that is pretty shitty. It just makes you wonder what the work environment at MrBeast is, even with all the stuff we've already been hearing about. Now, do I think that Delaware is still this awful, evil, predatory man? No. I would like to think that people can change. I don't know if that's a hot take. But should MrBeast have hired him knowing the kind of brand he is? No, I think that's a stupid, like, crazy idea. The horrible look. Also, on a little side note, Jake the Viking's actually also going under fire because during these last few weeks, he had been constantly tweeting about how Jimmy knew, there's no accountability in the team, the silence on the whole situation is just awful, it just keeps getting worse. And then he comes out with, here's the truth. My stepbrother, Delaware, is an RSO. Like, it's a pretty bad look for Jake the Viking. I think it's a little more complicated with Jake because they are family, and I get that it's hard to not want to defend your family. This situation's been a little bit wild. I didn't think it would get crazier, but here we are. Do I still believe that MrBeast's brand is over? Not necessarily. Do I think the tables have turned a little bit since this new Dogpack 404 video dropped? Yeah, I think so. I think this could mean trouble for MrBeast.